In my last video, I asked the question, what is next for the Planetside franchise? And today, we did get an answer. That answer came in the form of a developer letter, and it also included Planetside 3. Guys, let's have a talk. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Fabian as usual. And it has been quite a week after the layoffs at DayBreak Games. I have seen veteran players from Planetside 2 delete their characters, but I've also seen a Save Planetside campaign pop up from community members. If you ask me, it can go both ways with Planetside, but it became awkwardly silent from the developer side of things. But luckily, after that week of silence, any sides finally left us a developer letter talking about the future of Planetside. Some believe this is merely a PR move, keep your customers happy, but maybe it's something more. So I do want to discuss it and I do want to talk about it, but first let's read through it together. It is, by the way, published by G. Golembo or Justin Gollenbach, and he's the communications manager for Planetside and Planetside 2, I think. But it reads as follows. Executive producer Annie Sides reviews the first months of early access and discusses the future of Planetside 2 and Planetside Arena. Hello everyone. Since we have launched Planetside Arena into early access a month ago, I feel it's important now more than ever to provide some insight into all development plans for both Planetside 2 and Planetside Arena, as well as give some perspective on what lies ahead for the franchise. Planetside 2 and its legacy. First and foremost, it is not lost on us that Planetside 2 is what made all of this possible. Period. Now that we've transitioned Planetside Arena into early access for community feedback and iteration, we're providing Planetside 2 with some key reinforcements in the form of several additional programmers, designers, and artists. Many of the devs joining the team are familiar faces that have worked on Planetside 2 over the years, but regardless of the time spent on the project, the common theme we all share is all passion for Planetside overall, past, present, and also future. Planetside Arena and early access goals. I want to thank everyone who has not only taken the time to play PSA, but also provide a lot of solid feedback and suggestions to help the further improvement of the game. After months of internal playtesting, it's been a lot of fun to finally experience it with the community, even if it means that we occasionally typically get wrecked by many of you. We're pushing forward with the intention to treat early access as it should be, a limited phase where we gather feedback and suggestions to help refine the foundational game systems, features, content, and also the overall stability as quickly as possible. Our goal is to finish implementing the features and content for what we believe are critical, then get the frick out of early access as quickly as possible and start promoting the game. This might be contrary to the other early access games right now, but we want to get back to the original intent why early access started in the first place. And speaking of new features, we're actively working on a new non-Battle Royale, yes, mode that incorporates many of the gameplay elements that makes Planetside such an amazing experience, but in the form of a shorter session-based matches. It will include a new mode-specific map, capture points, ability to drop in out throughout the match, a broader range of vehicle types. Many of the mechanics developed for this mode will be used in future modes like Massive Clash, so all focus is function over form, allowing quick iterations with your help, so really an early access cycle. The most valuable contribution I can ask for is your continued participation in early access. More importantly, your continued feedback on the improvements we've made thus far, as well as the numerous improvements we plan to incorporate in the coming weeks and months as we work towards exiting early access and our full launch next year. The greater Planetside universe. The final area I would like to address is where we're going from here and what's on the horizon for the Planetside franchise overall. We're coming up on the 7th anniversary for Planetside 2. In early 2020, the Planetside franchise will celebrate its 17th birthday since the original release back in 2003. Over those 16 plus years, we have amassed millions of passionate fans. So when we think about what the Planetside 3 experience needs to be, we know that there are incredibly high expectations from all of you. Planetside Arena is intended to be the stepping stone to Planetside 3, which we envision expanding from the current battlefields of Araxis to full-fledged galactic war with empires exploring, colonizing and conquering one another with expansive galaxies. We envision Planetside Arena as a way to allow us to link present-day Planetside 2 and Planetside 3 storylines, as well as providing an opportunity to try out new features, style of play, etc. Why wouldn't we just do this in Planetside 2? Quite simply because Planetside 2 offers a very unique experience that the current active community enjoys. Trying to incorporate different game systems of styles of play, or even trying out new modes, would be very disruptive and even potentially catastrophical. We don't want to upset that balance, as it would be unfair to our current Planetside 2 community. So, as we take on next steps into this journey, I can tell you that the team and I are 100% committed for the long haul as we continue to expand Planetside 2, refine Planetside Arena, and prepare for the future for the overall Planetside franchise. On behalf of the entire Planetside team, thank you for your passion and dedication. We look forward to seeing all of you back out on the battlefield. Signing off, Andy Sites, executive producer from Planetside 2 and Planetside Arena. GG. That was quite a read, but it has a lot of interesting information. First of all, the last bit of text. Executive producer of Planetside 2 and Planetside Arena. So I think one of the main things we need to understand is that I think right now Planetside 2 and Planetside Arena have basically the same dev team. Maybe beforehand it was really a team of 6 guys, including Rel, Nick Silva, Drew, and of course other people. But right now I think they are merging more and more, especially because key mechanics I think of Planetside Arena are done, so they can share more resources. After the massive layoffs, both teams have been heavily affected, so combining forces is I think right now the only move actually to go forward. Having said that though, I do think there is still a focus on Planetside Arena. Right now Arena is rather bare bones and they mention a lot of work on non-BR modes, more Planetside-esque game modes with more vehicles, other things, massive maps. Those are the things that get mentioned. Not really anything new for Planetside 2. So things like Usher I think still are goals for the long term. But for now they are still working on releasing the sanctuaries and I think also the mandate system. So those things are still in the works, which is good. Anyway, it does seem like the dev team, but also the suits from DayBreak Games, are realizing that marketing a game, a BR game, to an original Planetside 2 community, that is not really a match made in heaven. So they do need to do marketing outside the team, or outside the community I say. Or what they can do is they can bring those Planetside 2 elements to Planetside Arena. It seems like they are more and more focusing on that last part, bringing more Planetside 2 elements into Arena. And if I'm allowed to do any guessing, I think they want to deliver some kind of Battlefield experience, but then in the Planetside universe, on a Planetside map with Planetside mechanics. I have seen multiple comments from people that they are looking for something like this, and with the success of a game like for example Hell Let Loose, I do think people are waiting for some more Battlefield-like games, especially after the failure of Battlefield 5. But I do have to say the following, and that is that Call of Duty Modern Warfare is also going to deliver on some bigger game modes with a large map and also vehicles. So if Battlefield or Planetside Arena Battlefield wants to be successful, well, they need to come up with something special. So I'm somewhat skeptical, but I'm mainly just really positive. I'm curious what's going to happen. Anyway, probably the reason why you're watching right now is Planetside 3 got freaking confirmed. I think this is the first time they actually mention the existence of Planetside 3, or at least the concept of Planetside 3. They mention Planetside Arena as a stepping stone to Planetside 3, and you can be rather cautious when DayBreak Games or SOE mention something as a stepping stone to a new game. In the past, we have seen, for example, EverQuest and EverQuest Landmark, and EverQuest Landmark should be the stepping stone to EverQuest Next, and as you might know, EverQuest Next has been cancelled. Therefore, some people are saying, well, don't trust DayBreak, they're not going to deliver, don't put any money into the game, don't put any hope into this. Just wait for another publisher to buy the IP and let them make Planetside 3. I don't entirely agree with this whole statement, especially because you're right now referring to past events, and I don't think that past events guarantee future outcome. That's something I think that you need to keep into mind. I think this can be seen also as a lesson for DayBreak and a lesson for the Planetside 2 dev team. So I do think there is a possibility of a future Planetside 3 release. However, it is completely reliant of Planetside Arena. And that shows in the dev letter. The whole dev letter screams, hey guys, we need your support, otherwise we can't deliver on Planetside 3. And I think that's entirely acceptable. With the current player base of give and take 2,000 players daily, or maybe a bit more, there is no reason to make Planetside 3. I think it's right now too big of a risk. Planetside as a franchise has never really succeeded, so it does need success with Planetside Arena. Otherwise, I think it is not worth the money. I have to say this though, and that is that Planetside 3 will not come out anytime soon. I don't believe so. They mention Galactic Warfare, they mention an unknown scope, and I do have this little Star Citizen feeling with it, which is okay, which is really okay, but it is really ambitious as they talk about it. And also, Anysides mentions that the expectations are mountain high, tower high, I don't know, those are just unbelievably high. You guys want to see a lot of things within Planetside 3, and they have to also deliver on that. I think they know that. To also be able to deliver on that promise, to actually deliver a good game, I also think they want to look at a different engine. Fortran engine seems okay. It is one of the only engines to actually support that many players on one single map without any instancing, but still it is not running as fluent as it could be. So I already seen some mentions from ex-developer from Planetside 2, Mr. B. Burns, and he mentions that maybe a heavily adapted version of the Unreal Engine might be able to actually support a game like Planetside 3. But I'm curious guys, what do you think about this developer letter? What is your expectation for the Planetside future? What are you playing? Are you still playing this game, or have you also deleted your characters? Let me know in the comments down below. But that's me guys, that's Fable1, and I will see you soon with some more content.